Hey Shopify users, in this video I am going to talk about the key features that have been added to the latest Dawn theme versions. So before I move forward, I would like to share a link with you where you can provide a bit of input. I will greatly appreciate it. This is basically a survey, so I know what you guys are using in terms of the version of Dawn theme or even the old debut theme. So please click on the link in the description and it should take you a couple of seconds to provide me that input, and that will help me create content moving forward. So now that being out of the way, let's get to the video and talk about Dawn theme versions that have been released recently. So if you are using Dawn theme, I mean, some of you might already know about different versions that were released, and some of you might not even know which version you're using. So if you don't know what version you're using, just go ahead and take a look down here. So when you install the theme, right under it, you will see a version. And most of my videos, I have worked on Dawn theme version 3.0. And since then, there has been a couple of, actually 3 versions that have been released. The latest one is not available in the store yet, but let's see. So first, let's get to some of the features that were added. And if you would like to take a look at this, I'll leave these links in the description. So here is a GitHub link for the Shopify Dawn theme. On the right side, you see the releases. If you click on this link, you can see here all this version and all the stuff that's been done. And I am not going to go all the way back to version 1. I'm going to start from version 3. Also, let me share another link for you. You can also get to it from, you see this Dawn theme and support and documentation, and you'll see these release notes here. So you can see 3, 4, 5. So you're seeing 5, but there was a version 6 that was deployed, but it's not available on the store yet. So if you download the theme from the store, you're gonna get 5, and I'm sure they are going to make 6 available soon. So back to the key features that were added. All right, so after version 3, bunch of bug fixes, and then if you look up here, these are the major changes. So add section heading size settings, add grid settings, number of columns. Now what this is if you go into, I'm going to open these 2 versions side by side. So I have, this is version 3, and on the right side I have version 6. Oops, or this one. And so what that means is all the sections that you had in here, you didn't have any control over the sizing of these headings. So in recent versions, they have provided that. So if I go into, for example, featured collection, you can see here heading, and on the right side, if I go into featured collection, you can see right here, you see this heading size. So now you are able to control the size of this heading right here. So like this, you can see it got bigger. So that is good. I did have a couple of questions here and there, people asking me how to change the heading size. So there you go, you have that option. Now, next is add grid setting, number of columns. This is pretty important too. So if you know, maybe you know the meaning of a grid. So basically means you've seen, like when you view widgets like this, you'll see 2 columns, and then as you start to go wider, then you see 3, then you see 4. So what was happening around Dawn version 3 was you didn't have any control over it. They were coded to be okay at certain size. They will go from 2 to 3 and then to 4. So, you didn't have control over it. And now they have given you control over it, which is good. So I'm gonna show you an example of that. So right in this widget, so you can see maximum products to show. This is version 3, maximum products to show 8. Now if we look on the right hand side, right here, look at this number of columns on desktop. You can change this, so whatever you want this to be. So that is pretty good. And these options that I am showing you in featured collection, but they have spread this across different sections. So it doesn't mean it's only in featured collection. You could go into other widgets and you will find, I'm not sure if it's all of them. I haven't checked each and every section, but you will find this in most of them. And next, moving on. So if you're really interested, you could read through the rest here too, but I am mainly focusing on the major changes. So next, in version 5, again, a lot of bug fixes. So this is always good. Like, they're fixed. There's things you don't even know, and maybe some things you know, and you're wondering what's going on. You don't even know if it's really a bug and if it's the behavior it's supposed to have. But they fixed a lot of bugs. So version 5, major changes, add mega menu. Now this is pretty good. I've seen people interested in this. So if I go back to the comparison of the 2 versions here, let's go to our header. Now if I go to the header on version 3, you can see these were the options. Desktop logo position, not much, same. But if you go further down around here, right, this one, you can see here, you have the option. Here you have this option, and you can change from drop down to mega menu. So what was the drop down? Drop down was basically just you click here and it's just a regular menu. And if you change this to, say, mega menu, save, oops, it opened up my other side. Let's do, all right, so now if I click, you see this, how this is a huge menu. These are called mega menus, and these are basically good for people that have a lot of links. Now if you have just a couple of links, this is not gonna look good, so you should stick around with the drop down. But if you have a huge catalog and you want to show a lot of products and links underneath, then this mega menu is probably a good option for you. So they have added that, so some people might be happy with that. And let's move on to the next feature, quick add. Now quick add, this is good. So anywhere where you are showing your products, it can be one of these featured products, collections, section, wherever you're showing your products, right? So it could be the catalog. Now you can add those products right from there. You don't have to click into the product and able to add the product. So let's see, if I go in here, see, I have selected, so this is, I am in my catalog. So let me open this up a bit. So you could be in the catalog or even on the home page, right? So here's your home page and you have a collection widget right here. When I say collection, it's a collection of products, right? The featured collection, it shows products. So in here you will see in the options, so right here, look down here, enable quick add button. So if I click on this, look at that, it shows an add to cart button. This one, of course, it's not available, it's going to show sold out. Same thing here. If your product had more options, this button will show options. So I'm going to quickly pause this video here to show you that other option. So here you go. So I have updated the inventory to show what it would look like if it has different variants. So you can see these are products with no variations. You can add them to cart. What happens here, if you click on choose options, it opens up a little pop-up area where you can choose which option you want, and then you can add that to your cart. And you might be looking at this right area that just opened up. I will talk about that in a little. This is a new feature also. Anyways, so this is pretty good. Wherever you have products, they can your customers can right away just choose the product right from there and add it to the cart. So next, option, one of the features they added is a vertical filter. And what this means is, let's go take a look. Right here, you see these filters, right? So in the filters, when you click here, you can see this little pop-up opening up. So in here where you have your catalog, your collections, when you click on it, this product grid, you will see on your right hand side in the options that there is enable filtering, and then there is a desktop filter layout. See, this is horizontal, vertical, and drawer. So these are a few options they added. Now the older version, let's see if I go in here. So filtering, enable sorting. Yeah, you see there's nothing about the layout of the filtering. So that is a new feature. So go back here. If you already saw how it works by default, let me change this here to say vertical, the way they mentioned it. I'm not sure if this has anything but the drawer, but let's check out vertical first. And I'm gonna refresh this and look at that. So what that is, instead of you clicking and then it shows up as an option, it is there at all times. This is something you probably have seen on a lot of big e-commerce websites. So so this is what they provided. Second option is, let me check this to drawer. Now I'm going to save that and refresh this page. And now if I go click on this, it opens up as a drawer. So this layout, what you're saying, is referred to as drawer in the UI UX world. So that's one other layout they provided. So let's go back, and I am going to just change that to the default. All right, so next, let's see what other feature was added. So this is till version 5. Now, next is the version 6, right? So rich text improvements, and cart drawer. So this cart drawer actually is a good feature, and you probably already saw it in action. Let's go back to it in version 3. In here, if I click this, this was the default. It takes you to a page, right? All right, so now they have given an option to show this as a drawer, and actually I think there's another option, so let's go check that out. So if you are in here and just go ahead and select in here cart and click on this area, and you'll see these theme settings opens up right on the right side. You can see cart type drawer, and that's what it's currently selected to. That's what you saw. Let's go back to it, and right here. So that's the difference. It doesn't open up as a page, it opens up as a drawer, and you still have a view of your site. So other option in here is pop-up notification. Let's do that. And when you do that, it is going to be, so if I click here, it is opening the same page. So I think there's something weird going on my machine right now. I have seen this work. I believe it kind of opens up a little pop-up kinda, and then you can go into the checkout, but it's not working for me right now. So if you want to check it out, it's probably an option there you can switch to. And so let's move on, and that was one of the big features that they added. So next they also say rich text improvement. So let's check that out. So here we are side by side in rich text section, and you can see this is version 3. Only thing you could do is make your section full width or apply a color scheme to it. In version 6, you have some of these options here to align the content. You can go left, center, right. I think in version 3 it was just centered. So yeah, I guess that is one option they added. So let's see what else do we have. So if we go back here, that's pretty much it. Like I said, there's a bunch of other things that were added and a lot of bug fixes. Like you can see a whole list here of bug fixes that they did. Now also, if you look in these feature enhancements, you're gonna see, you know, a bunch of little things and tweaks that they did. So you can read through this, and I don't want to go through each and every option and bore you guys. So so now the question that comes is that if you are using an older version, should you be upgrading to the new version? So this, I believe, is gonna be different for each person, because if you're a one person working on your site, and you know you have other things to do, you have probably marketing and everything else, you're somewhat happy with your site the way it is, and you can focus on the other stuff, and then in future come back to doing the upgrades, you know, then you don't need to. Now if you have time and you know you want to do something more, and there's some of these features that were added you're really attracted to, then of course then you should go ahead and upgrade. Only thing you need to keep in mind is that if you have applied any customizations, like even my prior videos, some of those might work, some might not work. So what you can do though is just to give it a try how it looks for your site. You can just download the new version and see how your site looks. Now what you could do is just go to the themes and like this, right? So you're gonna have your Dawn theme right here. You go into your Dawn theme and add theme to library. So what this is gonna do is, currently it's gonna give you the option, well, not the option, it's gonna install version 5. Now version 5 has everything that I talked about. It just does not have the last card option, the drawer. And if you want the latest version 6, then what you can do is go to the GitHub page, which I shared earlier. Let's go there again. Right here. So right in here where you see this, what you can do is in here, right here where this code button is, this download zip. When you download this zip, it's gonna download, of course, the zip file. And then what you could do is in your Shopify, go to down here, add theme, right? So when you click on it, it gives you an option to upload the zip file. So it's gonna upload that file that you downloaded. You're gonna select that and it uploads it, and then I think it gives it a name of something like Dawn main or something. You can rename it to whatever you want, and that's how you will have the version 6. And one thing, just install the version, go through everything, and see how your current site looks. You already have a published version, play around with the new version and see, if you are ready to switch. Once you have done enough testing, then you can go ahead and switch. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to take the time to talk about these different versions. And also, please, if you missed it earlier, go to that link in the description and provide me some information about what version of Dawn theme you are using, or even if it's debut theme or anything else, and I will greatly appreciate it. So this is it for now. See you in the next video. If you are new here, please go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it, and see you in the next video.